saw a man run out there. I don't know if he did. Chuck Mangione gonna be come down here.
Sir, you are going to have to speak more slowly. I cannot understand you.
Dang old Meglo Mark that talked about them old that it blue.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on you." If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
It doesn't matter what comes, fresh goes better in life. With Mentos fresh and full of life, nothing gets to you. Staying fresh, staying cool. With Mentos fresh and full of life, fresh goes better. Mentos fresh, fresh goes better with Mentos fresh and full of life. Mentos, the fresh maker.
I was muted. Oh, the new intro didn't upload. Oh, that's so heinous. All right. Well, with that being said, welcome everybody to another episode of LegionCast. It's great to be here. I had a new intro. It had a little bit of a snippet on the end, but that's fine. It's all good. Shout out to everybody who's on every platform. Oh, also, by the way, it's weird. Weirdly, I literally got I found out just recently that I got my old Legion Games Facebook page back. That was really weird, considering it was deleted for no reason, without warning, without notifying me, without an email, without anything. That being said, we're here, and we're here for one reason. So shout out to everybody who's watching. Thank you so much on all platforms. Mike Johnson says, "Up, dude? What's up, buddy? How you doing?" It's good to see you. And now, the reason everybody's here.
Strength. Allowing me to be here and allowing us to live in this blessed and prosperous land. I am Mark Robinson. I am the first black lieutenant governor of North Carolina. And come November, I plan on being the first black governor of North Carolina.
Nice.
But I am not one of the political elite. I grew up poor as the ninth of 10 kids in Greensboro with an alcoholic father who beat my mother.
Yeah, welcome to the club,
I'd love to tell
bro.
you that I graduated from high school, found success, never worried about money again, but I can't. I lost 2 jobs, 2 manufacturing jobs because of NAFTA, which, by the way, Joe Biden voted for.
What? Are you sure?
Politicians in D.C. made bad decisions. People like me suffered. I lost my car and my house. I was desperate. But you know, my story isn't unique. A couple of months ago in my travels, I stopped at a gas station. As I was leaving, a man walked out with a beer, and he looked very stressed. He got in his car, and I could see him holding an envelope. My heart dropped, because years ago, I held one just like it. It was bankruptcy papers. I could see the fear on his face. And it took me back to lying awake at night with that gnawing worrying, debating which bills weren't going to get paid. Unfortunately, many families today are having that same experience. Under Joe Biden, grocery prices have skyrocketed, and gas has nearly doubled. In North Carolina, factories just like the one I worked at are closing, leaving families feeling hopeless. But there is hope, and I'm proof. My wife and I never gave up. We kept our faith. We worked hard and made it through those tough times. Now I stand before you on the verge of becoming the first black governor of North Carolina.
Sorry, I mute my mic when I'm not when they're talking. All right, so I'm gonna interrupt this nice gentleman. Okay, this is the first day of the Republican National Convention. I don't care who you vote for. I don't. I don't care who you support. That's not my place. It's none of my business. Quite frankly, I am here doing this because the way this country moves forward is by all of us coming together. That is where I'm coming from on this. Obviously, over the weekend, I was live streaming something literally as it happened on this exact YouTube channel. And it was one of the most shocking things I've ever seen. There's not been something so shocking since 9/11, and then not something this literally what it was attempted to be since 1981. I was not born. I was born in 85, 4 years before I was born. It's all right. I'm not I don't really I don't think anybody necessarily cares about this, but I'm gonna fill in. This I do care about.
We will not bend, we will not break, we will not yield, we will never give in, we will never give up.
So I want to preface this. I want to preface this real quick. There has been a message shift from the former president of the United States. Now, look, I understand he's not everybody's cup of tea. He hasn't been for since 2015 when he decided to run. There is a new message here, and my camera is blurring a little bit. There's a new message here. It's not one of division. It would have been so easy for the former president to be very divisive after what had happened. He didn't. He stood up, he raised his hand, and and the USA chants. And then, of course, on Truth Social, whether on there or not, I am, because I do all this with the commentary, whether it's pop culture or politics. He says, "Unite America," and for the Republican National Convention, he rewrote his whole entire speech. It has been nothing but a message of unity. That and again, I was one of the ones that laughed at his jokes about the media, about Rosie O'Donnell. It was funny. He's just being a dick, right? It was funny. The message has changed. I guess somebody taking a pot shot at you or a couple pot shots, which happened and was gross and disgusting. This is time for the United States to do what happened after 9/11. What happened after Reagan. It's time after World War II. We need to be better. This is not the United States of America. How we've acted over the last so many years. We need to be better, and that includes everybody. It includes me. It includes the former president, our current politicians on both sides. We need to be better, and the message of unity is what I support.
I'm so honored to be here. I'm so honored to be a delegate. I am so honored to be speaking at this convention for a third time. We're going to send my father back to the White House. We are going to win on November.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Texas. Love you. Love you, Texas.
My face is really
greatest
big.
Responsibility is to protect the American people. And both Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have failed. I'm a military guy. I flew Apaches in Iraq. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I understand that when you're given a mission, you show up, you identify the problem, and you execute. Biden and Harris haven't shown up. They don't seem to understand that they are the problem, and they've shown no empathy or remorse as the American people suffer from their failed leadership. They have imposed what Ronald Reagan called the cruelest tax on the poor, inflation. Today, 65% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck because the dollar is worth less and less every day. Grocery prices have soared. Average Americans are spending $4,300 more on energy bills. But on November the 5th, we, the people, can fix this Democrat disaster. We can fix this disaster when we re-elect Donald John Trump as president and send him right back to where he belongs, the White House. Under President Trump, American
I'll get to that, Mike.
more
That's
money
plenty.
in their pockets and bank accounts. American families could invest, save, and buy a home. Under President Trump, we had the greatest economy in our lifetime, and in less than 4 years, under Joe Biden, everything changed. Ladies and gentlemen, that is why we must win in November to take our country back. We owe it to future generations to embrace this pivotal moment. I owe it to my two daughters, Victoria and Olivia. I owe it to my 1-year-old little boy, Willie, and I owe it to all American children and their future.
I understand where he's coming from, but it's falling flat.
I'm the great-great-grandson of a slave. I'm the son of a retired lieutenant colonel. I'm the product of West Point along with my other 2 siblings. And I risked my life in combat to preserve our nation. Now,
I don't like it when they do that. As a veteran myself,
who is putting
stop.
it all on the line to save our nation. His name is President Donald Trump.
And yeah, when he comes out, it's going to be a huge pop. Like it's going to be.
With your help in November, and with his unbending resolve, together we will make America great again. God bless you, Milwaukee. May God continue to bless these United States of America. Thank you.
I almost feel like that "Make America Great Again" is obviously something it's a great slogan. It wouldn't have the same ring, but "Unite America Again" or something like that. Something in that message would be. I just didn't like the fact he was kind of basing on the old way of doing things. After what happened to former President Donald Trump, he's got a very different attitude about things, and things needed to shift.
In seriousness, didn't Wesley do a great job?
He did all right. There ain't nothing wrong with what he did.
One of my West Point classmates, class of 2004, and there's another Midwestern boy who did a great job. Our vice presidential nominee, J.D. Vance.
J.D. Vance is a pretty good pick. Not my favorite,
he's
but
going to need some help when he comes up to Michigan. I'll do everything I can, but he might be the first Buckeye to win in Michigan since last time Trump was in office. But those are 2 great American dream stories from the Hunt family and from the Vance family, but I have another American dream story to tell you about. It's about a little boy from Starkville, Mississippi, who lived directly across the street from Mississippi State University, but he couldn't go there because he was black. Despite growing up in the Jim Crow South, he refused to let vulnerability become victimhood.
Also, just for the record, I really have to keep clarifying this because people don't understand. Jim Crow was opposed by the Democratic Party that lost in the Civil War. Like, the Democrat representatives opposed freeing the slaves. I just want to make that clear. I know that there's like this whole narrative that there was like a great switch. It never switched. It never switched. The KKK was always done by Jim Crow era Democrats. I'm not saying that means that they're doing it now. No, I'm saying just saying historically, but there's this narrative of like, oh, well, history changed. No, it didn't. History's history. It's written in books. All right.
He paid his way through college, served honorably in Vietnam, and started a trucking company with one truck, one trailer, and no excuses, hauling beer back and forth between Detroit and Milwaukee.
So prohibition?
I grew up in awe of that story because it's my dad's story. It's part of my story. He and my mother raised me, never telling me that this is a racist country. Never.
It's not.
Never.
We've had our problems. Look, we've had our problems. All countries do. Come on, camera.
Even though we have marked blemishes in our past, even though we have much farther to go, even though they endured racism, it did not define the nation they loved. They taught me I could do anything I set my mind to. They taught me to put the Lord first always. They taught me to use my blessings to be a blessing to others. And that's what we're doing here today. That's why I went to West Point. I became a Ranger qualified Apache pilot and flew 750 hours operations in Operation Iraqi Freedom.
Man, I always wanted to get on a helicopter.
You know, that's something else me and President Trump have in common. The bad guys shot at us both, but they missed. And we'll keep on fighting for America until the good Lord takes us home. By the grace of God, I was able to come home after my deployment and help run the company business. Now I have the honor of representing Michigan's 10th Congressional District, the #1 manufacturing district in the best state in the entire union. My family's story is the American dream story. But my biggest concern right now, my biggest fear is will children today be able to look back and share that same story? Look, I firmly believe Americans have not given up on the American dream. Joe Biden and the Democrats have given up on the American dream.
Easy. Easy.
Joe Biden and the Democrats think they know how to spend your money better than you do. They want to take your dollars, they want to take your voice, they want to take your control and give it back to DC bureaucrats to execute their woke and Green New Deal agenda. Well, that plan doesn't work because hope is not a plan. Black people were sold on hope. Now our streets are rife with crime. Our kids can't read, and illegals are getting better help from Democrats in 4 days than we've gotten in 400 years. Look, our daughters were sold on hope, and now they're being forced on the playing fields and changing rooms of biological males. America was sold on hope, and now the world's on fire. Our borders are wide open, and Americans are going into debt to pay for their groceries. But look. We don't even have to imagine a brighter day. We just have to remember, under President Donald J. Trump, we had a secure border. Under President Donald J. Trump, we had peace in Europe. And under President Donald J. Trump, we had an economy so good. We had an economy so good, Democrats were trying to give Obama the credit for it. Look. Yeah, I heard a little bit earlier today, if you don't vote for Donald Trump, you ain't black.
I don't think that's an issue right now.
But see, here's the thing. by the grace of God and the proven leadership of Donald Trump, for every American, regardless of race, color, and creed, we can once again have a land where a child's outcome isn't determined by their zip code. We can once again have a land where hard work truly does get you ahead. We can once again have a land where you can go from poverty to prosperity in a single generation. I believe that land is still America. America is the greatest idea that's ever been. America, I believe deeply in my heart, America is the greatest idea that's ever been. It's worth fighting for, it's worth sacrificing for, and it's worth getting out to vote for, because I truly believe in the deepest heart of hearts that with Donald J. Trump back in the White House, the best is yet to come. God bless you. Thank you. God bless America.
That was about 75.
All right. Well, we're taking a quick break here, and I'll get right back to it. I want to promote this. Anybody watching on, let's say, hypothetically, Twitch, Facebook, I just got this Facebook page back. I'm not joking. It literally popped up. They're like, would you like to reactivate this? I'm like, I never deactivated it. It got deactivated during that thing where everybody started sneezing. And it took out a lot of old people and sick people. And that was very sad. Didn't say anything that was wild. I didn't say anything that was wild because I tried to adhere to all YouTube's rules. Just got it back. But if you're on any of these platforms, please go over to Legion Wire, and it literally youtube.com at Legion Wire. That's my political channel. I'm probably going to be unlisting these after the fact. Except for probably, I don't know. We'll see. Facebook is grumpy too. So please go over there and subscribe if you feel the will to be able to rewatch this. But that being said, you're not here for me. We're here for this. Well, we're here for one person, really. But we have to build up, and we have to kind of
increase under Joe Biden.
I mean, a tremendous increase. It just goes on and on.
It's ridiculous.
I have definitely seen a price increase since Biden has been president.
The food prices are astronomical.
They are
affordable.
Oh, that's the wrong way.
Going up every week. You see something else that's gone up higher.
It's hurting everybody. And when we would grocery shop, 5-6 years ago, this is not the same grocery store that I remember.
I do without a lot of things that I shouldn't because we can't afford it.
Everything in the store is double the price. I mean, we're talking $600 a week just for my family of 6.
I think it's especially hard on families with children. A lot of people are using food banks that never would have used food banks before.
Living on Social Security or just disability, it's very difficult to be able to maintain the expenses.
I have several elderly friends. They can't even get their medicine some months because they're paying so much for gas and groceries.
When you check out, it's shocking. It's shocking what the increase is. Everything.
Joe Biden's policy, Kamala's policies, they're killing us.
But since Biden's come in, I gotta say it's gotten worse, and they don't even care. I served this country, and I've seen the biggest change in my entire life in these last 3.5 years. If you want to save this country, you need to vote for President Trump.
Please welcome American mother, Sarah Workman.
I don't know who this is.
Good evening. I'm Sarah Workman from the great state of Arizona.
Where I was born.
I'm honored to be here tonight on behalf of everyday Americans. I'm a single mother who works 2 jobs to support my family. I know Americans can relate when I say that every time I fill up my gas tank, go to the grocery store, and try to pay the bills, I think, who doesn't miss the Trump days?
There are some people who don't. I'm just going to say that.
But it's not just the economic pain we're all feeling under Joe Biden. It's how they're destroying the American spirit. Everywhere we look, there's pain, chaos, and crisis. Inflation, open borders, woke indoctrination in our schools, violence in our cities, and unjust rulings in our courts. All of it is eroding one of America's greatest strengths, our optimism.
I'm surprised the Facebook post
While
is
the
still
left
up.
is
I'm going
trying
to tell you
to
that right
divide
now.
us with identity politics, we are here tonight because we believe that America is always, should be, one nation under God.
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In addition to the economic pain, the Democrats' open border policies have shattered my family. With drugs so readily available, my husband fell victim to the drug epidemic. It tore our family apart, and now I raise my son alone. But I know there is hope. That is what this election represents for all of us who have been forgotten over the last 4 years. Hope. We need God in our hearts and Donald Trump back in the White House. If you're watching tonight and you hear your own story and mine, Donald Trump put me on this stage to show that he hears us, he sees us, and we are forgotten no more. I find peace in God's promise that says, if my people who are called by my name would humble themselves and pray, I will heal your nation. Amen. With faith,
I'm still here. I'll be right back.
hope, and love in my heart, I know we will make America great again.
Please welcome United States Senator Katie Britt of Alabama.
Good evening, Milwaukee. I'm Katie Britt.
Hello. What's up there, buddy? Says salute Ryan. What's up, Clue? How you doing, buddy?
We are all here tonight for one reason. We need to change the direction of our nation.
I would have said
And
bring
Donald
hope back.
Trump is the change we need.
The hope? They really need to go with more hope.
To my fellow moms and dads across America, I think we all know that raising a family is hard. Add in smartphones and social media, and we already had plenty to worry about. But then Joe Biden and Kamala Harris came around. Now our lives are that much more difficult and way more expensive. Under Biden-Harris, prices are high and expectations, well, they're low. Grocery prices are up more than 21%. Electricity is up 31%. Gas is up 48%. Mortgage rates have more than doubled, and rent is skyrocketing. To me, these aren't just numbers. This is pain for millions of Americans. It means that so many American families have to live with so much less. This is too high a price to pay for an administration that has brought us to such lows. The American people won't have the wool pulled over our eyes. We see how Biden and Harris keep making things worse. And we know the current president is not capable of turning things around. His weakness is costing us our opportunity, our prosperity, our security, our safety. Each diminished, all in decline, just like the man in the Oval Office.
I need more from these
And it
speeches.
doesn't have to be this way. Under President Trump, we had the strongest economy in history. That's right.
No, we know that.
You didn't need to go into debt just to make ends meet. Energy dominant, stable prices, secure borders, safe streets, strong families and communities. That's what Donald Trump will deliver. With President Trump, the tough choice was which job offer to accept. Now, it's which second job. Your family can't afford this costly
That was a jump.
and dangerous decline for
I didn't jump that.
more years. 4 more years of Biden-Harris will impose a lifetime of financial damage on our children and our nation. It is time to return President Trump to the White House. Yes. Republicans will put parents, families, and hard-working Americans first. With President Trump back in the White House, we will reawaken the exceptionalism of the greatest nation ever known. We will defeat decline, dust off our dreams, and forge our future. Because families across our nation deserve better. Once again, America will be the land of limitless opportunity for all. And paving that path starts today. So let's roll up our sleeves, send President Trump back to the White House, and get America back on track. God bless.
I mean, she's bubbly. That's great. Look, she's pretty. I don't care. I don't care. And a lot of middle of the road voters don't care. The majority of the people sitting in here are voting for Donald Trump. And I know he's going to do it because it's already been reported that he's rewriting his speech. And he's already had a message of unity, especially since it's happened. Several messages of unity. I think the greatest new slogan would be like "Unite America Again," or something like that, something to that effect. Because quite frankly, we are divided. And Clue says, "How about a speech about how DI and the U.S. Secret Service, United States Secret Service, almost cost Trump his life?" You're not wrong. It's not a unifying speech. That's the problem. Is that there are certain Republicans. I don't consider myself a Republican. I consider myself kind of a center conservative, right? Maybe before, because I voted for Barack Obama in 2012. Maybe center liberal at the time ish. I don't know. The message needs to be hope. Literally the former president of the United States, the one that we're all here, the majority of are here to support. Yeah, Ariel, that'd be there's so many labels nowadays that it's quite frankly, I think I've lost track. Yeah, a moderate. No, Ariel, I think you would say you could even say center left moderate, center right moderate, would be classically what it would probably be called. My issue is that these people already wrote their speeches before what happened on Saturday ever happened. They haven't changed them. They haven't even a smidge, it seems like. I know that it has been confirmed that former President Donald Trump rewrote his speech. It has been rewritten with a different message. So, yeah, moderates would be technically the common sense group. Well, even classic liberals, classic conservatives or Republicans, it's the weirdos on the fringe, the ones who are celebrating that, or sorry, maybe melting down that something didn't happen to the former president, or celebrating that maybe this will inspire more people to try. These weirdos are the ones who they're broken, and it's not necessarily their fault. They probably have family issues or relationship issues. They needed people to not validate their mental illness. But anyway, this nice gentleman, and again, it's like we're still sticking to Trump equals prosperity. Yes, the Trump economy was drastically better than the Biden economy. Yeah, Trump more opportunities. Should not be the message of this weekend. And maybe they're waiting for Donald Trump to do that. Then quite frankly, what's up there, Nerd Takes? How you doing, buddy? This is what's up, everyone. Just pissing people off again. I don't know. We'll see. Streaming on so many platforms. It literally agreed on needing messages of unity at this time. Yeah, and that's what the former president's going with. That's the one that he led with. I don't even want to listen to this dude. I don't know who he is. He's probably awesome in a sense, but I don't want to listen to him. And quite frankly, I don't want to listen to most of these other people. I want to hear from the former president of the United States, the one who literally has the most iconic photo in probably the last 30 years on Time magazine. I mean, the photographer that took that photo is going to be up for a Pulitzer Prize because, quite frankly, it's the Secret Service rushing Donald Trump off. He's doing this, and the American flag is flying above him. That is huge. That's what we need. That's the photo we need. That the blood represents we've gone too far. The Secret Service agents rushing him off suggests we've all gone too far. What's up, Andy? How you doing, man? We've all gone too far. But this in the American flag, the show of unity, and I will not bow. I will continue to not fight against Biden or anything like that, or any but fight for this country and the unity of the United States of America. And again, he put out just one tweet on True Social. It's not really a tweet. Unite America. That's a perfect slogan. Unite America again. Does it ring as well as MAGA? No. You can still call it MAGA, make America great again, but unite America again. That's what I want to hear. And I think that's what the former president of the United States is going to go with. I really do. All right, let's get back to this guy. I don't know what he's saying.
40 years. I see our heartland filled with huge American factories, powered by abundant American energy, building what America needs, creating generational wealth for blue-collar workers. You see, we are the Republican Party of Frederick Douglass and of Abraham Lincoln. of Ronald Reagan and Donald Trump. But we, 4 more years. I love it.
You're still missing the mark there, Chief.
Awesome.
You're still missing the mark.
We are not simply the party of our leaders. We are also the party of a young woman in Wisconsin taking over her family farm, an Hispanic father working 16-hour days in Nevada, and a black teenager in Philly starving for opportunity.
Are these real people, or are these like projections? Because this is what the Democrats do. And again, I'm not saying all Democrats are bad. I don't care for your bloviating. That's what you're doing. You're creating a let's say hypothetically a narrative. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, Ariel. United America stands together. Or together America stands united. That would be pretty good too. See, look, it's like we're literally this is YouTube. We're literally doing a live stream, and we're coming up with better things than these. Look, I'm not saying they're bozos. I'm just saying, who the hell writes their speeches? Because again, if I was a U.S. representative, if I was running for president of the United States, I would find a way to write my own shit. Because everybody understands grocery prices are through the roof. Everybody understands, come on, camera. Everybody understands that gas prices are through the roof. You know what just happened over the last weekend? Something that has not happened in literally 41 years. 41 years. Could we lead with that? Could we lead with my fellow Americans? We're not in a place right now where we want to be. Too many things have divided us over the last however many years. I would pick a number. But today I stand before you, not wanting to be the president or the nominee of the Republican Party or conservative or a man, but a man who loves this country and a man who loves all Americans, no matter who they are. A man who wants to represent the United States of America and all of its people, talk to all of its people, come together for all of its people, but not just for Americans, because we are the best experiment in the history of the world, but to talk to other leaders around the world about peace, liberty, and freedom for all. How hard is that? I did that off the top of my head. All right, stop yelling, Ryan. I might have yelled a little bit. Sorry. We're going live because I don't think. Oh, I can't play that. Ariel says Ryan out here setting himself to get a Senate vote. I would not know how to get a Senate vote. Maybe one day. So it's like Nerd takes says that the message is easy and classic. United we stand. Yeah. Clue says, clip that speech of yours. I wasn't a speech. I just said stuff. I talked from the heart, like, because I wanted my grandfather was in the US the US Army Air Force before it was just the Air Force. It was the US Army Air Force. Post World War II, roughly about 8 years ish, 7 years ish. I have his framed unit photo in black and white, and it's something that's always stuck with me, is that this is the best country in the history of the world. Are we flawed? Yeah, absolutely. Like we make mistakes all the time, but it's something that we make mistakes, but we do it for the better. And I don't feel like that we're doing it for the better anymore. We're doing it to regress. We're doing it to judge people that by their skin color and how they look and what they identify as, not the content of their character or the fact that they work hard. But I don't understand that. I don't look at people like that. I don't know. It almost kind of it breaks my heart to see the fact that this country, that the American flag, which other countries across this planet have waved in defiance of people who are trying to hold them down, trying to persecute them. I mean, Hong Kong, not even that long ago, was waving American flags in defiance of China trying to literally tear gas them and riot control them. And it was, I mean, it's not one, it wasn't two, it was 30. It's like because they understand what that flag means. They understand that almost 300 years ago that the United States said no. We will not go quietly into the night. We will not be ruled by people who hate us. We are going to stand free, not for not all that all men are created equally, but it means all of mankind. We stepped foot on the moon and said this is not one giant leap for man, but one giant leap for mankind. We did it for all of us. All of us. So it's like I gotta stop. I gotta stop, or people will be like going, Ryan, where do we donate for you so you can become a U.S. senator? It's like going, I don't know. Sometimes it's crossed my mind to maybe one day when I'm just a little bit older to run, maybe for for Senate, from my local state. But I don't know. I probably will because I'm a glutton for punishment, and quite frankly, I don't just believe in the fact that the United States is the best country in the history of the world because we are. We're the greatest experiment of all people coming together for liberty, freedom, and the pursuit of happiness. The Bill of Rights, the Constitution of the United States, has united this world, and many other countries across this planet have made their constitutions off of ours. And as I keep talking, it seems that the views are going up. I wouldn't just want to unite this country. I would want to unite the world because there are other people in this world who are good-hearted, hardworking people. We may not understand them, but all you have to do is sometimes extend your hand and say, "How can I understand you better?" Not what can I give you, how can I understand you better, and how can we come together as a people? Because again, I don't believe in this whole race garbage. I believe that there is one race, the human race. And this disposition, even that I've seen tonight, no, it's not glaring. And even a lot of the stuff that's coming from the Democratic Party is not glaring. Uh but the media, a lot of the media still being just glaringly disingenuous and hateful to divide all of us because they get money from it. And that's gross. It's greed. That's corruption. That is literally everything that the founding fathers, that the Constitution of the United States, the Bill of Rights stands against, the Declaration of Independence. And there are so many countries around this world that go, no, no. People who see this and say, no, we are not going to go quietly into the night. And there are many nations that do it. There are many people within nations that do it because, quite frankly, we're only free. We're only free as a people when we can truly be free through the right to free speech, to defending ourselves against harm, to freedom of religion, actual press. I'm saying actual press is in like, people like me who go out and we say things, we may be wrong and we have to retract things. That's how mainstream media used to be. That's not how the mainstream media is. They get told what to say, they get paid dollars, and they just do it. Freedom of assembly. I support people's rights to literally assemble and protest until they're blue in the face. As soon as your protest breaks a law, it's no longer freedom of assembly. You have violated somebody else's rights because you blocked a freeway, you burned their business down, you assaulted them, you maybe even have hurt them so much that their life will they'll never have a life again. And you know what I mean? So the fundamentals of this country are something incredible. I got to stop talking. I hope that they're done singing because I can't play that.
The veterans from Fredericksburg, Virginia to Phoenix, Arizona, whose raises can't keep up with 30% increases in grocery prices.
Oh my. Stop it. Stop it. We get the grocery prices. You got to beat it into our heads? Stop it. I want to hear from the actual person who has had his life attempted to be taken away. I want to hear from that person. That's who I want to hear from. You could have literally had this whole entire convention that everybody would have went home happy. Stop it. Yes. Painting by numbers politicians. I have to be honest. It's like I've thought about the fact that if I ever thought like I don't know, my mid 40s, which I mean I'm not that far off. All right, I'm like 7 years off. My mid 40s to late 40s. If I ever thought about running, I could not do this.
And 40% increases in gas.
I could not be this guy. Look, if you like this guy, that's great. But these cardboard cutter speeches, they don't mean anything. There's a reason the crowd's like, because they don't feel it. The country doesn't feel it. Not just conservatives or Republicans or libertarians or Democrats or liberals or even the far leftists who quite frankly might be disenfranchised because they like Bernie Sanders, but like going, it's like this or that. They don't feel it. They don't feel like you care. You're just like vomiting this garbage.
We prayed together and we asked God.
Great. Thanks for the prayers, bro. Like, you went from a cookie cutter speech, a cardboard speech to thoughts and prayers. Like, and it's no different than when the other side does it too. Like, thoughts and prayers, and we're so glad that Donald Trump is okay. Okay, well, I would agree that probably the majority do believe that. They're like going, whoa, let's take it back a notch. Crazily enough, Barack Obama was the first one to say something before our geriatric president. Look, and that's not a shot at Joe Biden. Joe Biden should have never ran for president. He was, and it's not that I hate him. It's because, quite frankly, he seemed like he had a problem then, and he was pushed into doing it. And then after he was elected, I literally said on Facebook, the same Facebook that's used to control anyway, long story short, I was like, this kind of feels like elder abuse, guys. Like, what are we doing here? And everybody's like going, and just the people exploding on me. But I don't agree with this either.
State for business. Friends, could this election be more simple? It's common sense versus chaos. It's strength versus weakness. Friends, it's not just Republicans who see this. It's Republicans, independents, and lots of Democrats. It's Americans. Under President Trump, America had high growth and low inflation. Under Joe Biden, America has low growth and high inflation. 66% of Americans now live paycheck to paycheck. Moms and dads worrying, can they buy new shoes for their kids going back to school? Can they write the tuition check for college? Will they ever?
Real quick. Andy says, want to know who to like, watch who the Dems hate on. Marjorie Taylor Greene is one. I like her to a certain extent. I mean, I'm actually going to go back and listen to her little speech because, quite frankly, I can't listen to this guy. So we're going backwards, and I did miss this.
Thank you.
No, it's really not. I'm gonna sit here and scrutinize her speech too, because quite frankly, the former president and I kind of share something in common that I'm not here for the bullshit. You can say facts, that's fine, but when you drag it out like a roller coaster of you're trying to sell a story like it's a narrative, I don't like it. I don't like it. And no, I didn't know that she was wearing this low cut dress, but boobs can be wrong too. That's true. All right, let's make her. All right, that makes it worse, Ryan.
Thank you.
Now she is more staunch to tell the truth, and that's one of the reasons I like her is that she doesn't really pander.
Thank you. Today is a celebration. The American spirit is alive and well. And we have once again nominated for president the founding father of the America First movement, Donald John Trump.
All right, now you're stealing a little bit from him with the.
Unfortunately, this is also a somber moment for our nation. 2 days ago, evil came for the man we admire and love so much. I thank God that his hand was on President Trump.
Ariel, what the freak?
And I pray for the family of Corey Comprator, who was
Thank
killed
you.
at the rally, and for other attendees who were wounded.
He's a former firefighter, former, retired chief of a firefighter department. So he's actually a hero, and he actually saved his family.
Corey embodied the spirit of America First. He displayed the ultimate show of love when he shielded his wife and daughter, sacrificing his own life. He reminded America of what we must be, a people who will do whatever it takes to defend the people and the nation that we love.
She's leaning in the right direction.
I love you too. We will honor Corey's memory by building the country he wanted, the country he wanted for his children, and a government worthy of the American people. For far too long, the establishment in Washington has sold us out.
Ariel, I'm a people. You are a people.
They promised unity and delivered division. They promised peace and brought war. They promised normalcy and gave us Transgender Visibility Day on Easter Sunday.
I don't like it.
And let me state this clearly. There are only two genders.
Yes, we all know. Biology has been a thing since the dawn of humanity. Again, This didn't need to be said. It didn't need to be said. Now you're engaging the people who want to literally go whoosh. That's not what we're looking to do here, especially after this last Saturday. Boobs or not. I'd probably be a bad politician because, quite frankly, I wouldn't do this kind of stuff. I mean, I would do it if somebody tried to, like, kind of like rib me, like kind of like jab me in the side. I'd be like, oh, all right, well, you think this, but this is actually the statistics. So, I mean, okay. I mean, they exist, but their chromosomes don't lie. I said that live on YouTube.
And we are made in God's image. Amen. And we won't shy away from speaking that simple truth ever. The Democrats ripped open our borders and allowed millions of illegal aliens.
Clue? Probably one day. Probably one day. We'll see how it goes. Could you imagine? Ooh. And introducing President Brian David, and it's like, well, what? Oh no, it's buffering. Come on, YouTube.
Pour in, driving up the cost of housing and health care while slashing American wages and eliminating jobs. They claim that our economy is thriving, yet hundreds of thousands of American-born workers lost their jobs these past few years. The Democrats' economy is of, by, and for illegal aliens. Our open borders have also unleashed the worst drug crisis in American history. Yet while hundreds of thousands of Americans are suffering, the Democrats spent over $175 billion, your tax dollars, to secure Ukraine's borders. But they tell us the border wall is too expensive. But an American government that serves the interests not of the wealthy, the globalist, or the powerful few, but of all hardworking Americans is within our grasp.
Sorry. Sorry. It's been very windy here lately, and so yeah, sneezer. The boobs were indeed wrong. Yeah, sorry, guys, I tried. She's getting a. If I were the teacher, she's getting a C- on this one. She started out good, and then she kind of fell off. So we're gonna jump forward.
Policies are wrecking our economy and destroying our lives.
Oh God, we know.
On the other hand, Donald Trump loves this country.
Okay, we bring it up now. Bring it up.
He loves us, and he knows how to build and create. He understands.
He loves us, and he loves all the American people, whether they agree with him or not. The foundation of this country is not for all of us to agree. It's not for all of us to always understand each other's points, but it is for us to actually understand and accept that the United States of America was built on the foundation of unity, but not just unity of country, but unity of disagreement and the freedom and will to disagree through speech, assembly, and press. Hi, Penny. Ariel said, "Ryan, what? Wait, what I miss?" Yeah. Will anybody say all Americans at all? Ryan, well, he's the leader we need. I don't know. I didn't get asked. Why didn't you write all the speeches, Ryan? Just they say that people who are funny and people who can kind of like riff off the cuff, and again, that's kind of where humor comes from, is that those are people who are smarter, that someone clip all these speeches in this stream. If somebody has the tag points, I'd clip them, but I think there are people who can do better than me. I'm just, like I said, I'm just spitballing off the cuff here. I don't understand. Like, stop talking about the same points. And again, I'm putting a lot of faith on the former president, but the fact that he willingly said, we need to rewrite my speech after everything that's happened, after all his messages of unity, I don't think he's going to do any of this. I don't care if his speech is 6 minutes long. It'll be 10 times better than any of this if it's all about unity. Everybody's working for the weekend, huh? All right, want to go back to listen to this botch job. Oh, I just shot myself in the foot because I was like, I was reading the chat. Andy says, "Are you saying that Ryan is a cunning linguist, Ariel?" Come on, bro. Come on now. Let's keep it holy now. Let's keep it family friendly. Oh wait, never mind. What was I thinking?
Joe Biden and his allies show contempt for anyone who disagrees with them. Their hatred of Donald Trump knows no bounds.
Yes, there are people who do. And again, that goes against the message. That goes literally against the message of the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution of the United States, and what this country fundamentally stands for. You, unless you're not a constitutionalist, which I am, big one, you're screwing up. Why is there a band? Is there a band? Real quick. Ariel says, well, hold on. It says laugh out loud. Ariel says, then someone make propaganda with Ryan's speeches with the ending with Ryan looking out onto the country with a bald eagle and slow tear running down his cheek. I could probably give a speech where I got a little teary-eyed, but I probably could. It wouldn't be as inspiring, but I could probably do it. I see what you did there. Ryan loves America so much it hurts. Sometimes, yeah. Ariel says, and yes, it's the tongue work that touches us all. Oh, God. Oh, good Lord. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have my mic's hooked up, but I can't hear my soundboard. I disconnected that wire. There was a little bit of a problem. Got to replace it. Ryan, it's the career politician who spends hours asking for your vote. Trump makes you feel it. Yes. Okay. No, I understand that. Yeah. No. They're absolutely asking for your vote. And shall we get back to the concert? I'm gonna pull my face off right now. I'm gonna pull my face off right now. Stop it. Stop it with the music. Look. It's music. It doesn't have to be a concert, guys. It doesn't have to be a concert. You can play recorded tracks from a CD player or an iPhone or whatever the you want. In between, you don't need a band. Stop it. Stop it. This is what Hillary Clinton did when Lady Gaga and then Katy Perry. Stop it. Normal people don't understand that. They're like, going, "Oh my God, Lady Gaga's the best." Yes, it gets you a cheap pop, and then it fades. Yeah, no, Andy, I've literally skipped the songs. They're still going because watch. This is what we're doing right now. This is what we're doing. All right, back to Marjorie Taylor boobs. I'll give her another chance. Oh, she's way back. Holy criminy. Look, some more singing. Play it muted? Why? Why? We can so get literally watch all them go. I mean, that'd be funny.
This clearly. There are only two genders.
Again, we know. And that's actually pretty spot on. What is up there, Jeff? How you doing, man, on Rumble? He says boobs. And laugh out loud. Yes, boobs. Yes, the boobs. We're waiting for the concert to get over because apparently the new thing is to have a concert in the middle of it, or maybe right before the person we want to see comes on.
And we are made in God's image. Amen. And we won't shy away from speaking that simple truth ever. The Democrats ripped up.
Did it? I don't feel like that spelled bubes. It looks like pubes. Also real quick, sorry guys, I gotta it's not shilling, it's literally promoting because quite frankly, a lot of these platforms, Twitch, which again, fuck Twitch, Legion Talk, you know, they're not political channels, but quite frankly, especially Legion Talk, I don't really care about Twitch. Twitch can go eat a bag of ass. But on Legion Talk, subscribe to again, you know, youtube.com/@LegionWire. This is it's my political channel. Go over there, hit the like button, subscribe. It's where this stream will stay up. Legion Talk will be unlisted. If you previously clicked on it, you can still watch it, but it's for the algorithm because quite frankly, these political streams are killing that channel. So eventually, probably within a week, I'm probably going to call it after, you know, since everything happened to the former president. With that being said, too, if you like Facebook and nobody does, you can go to Legion Games 2076. It's the one with the larger following because it was deleted back in during the, you know, that thing where the flu went away. It was deleted, and then it just miraculously, after me taking months to try to figure out what happened and trying to talk to people, it mysteriously came back like a week and a half ago. So you can go over there and follow that too if you haven't. Is it Facebook? Isn't if you're on Legion Wire, Ariel, then yes. Zakuf? Yes. It's very cool. Ariel says, why not Legion Talk on his side and Legion Wire on the other? You mean the logos? Because this is kind of a Legion Wire production. under the flagship Legion Games, which I'm trying to turn into an actual media company because our mainstream media sucks. They suck. I hate them. They suck. They're awful. Quite frankly, they should all go take a long walk off a short pier and trip and fall in the water, pull themselves out and go, what the hell was I doing this whole entire time? No, not condemning them to anything.
Open our borders and allowed millions of illegal aliens to pour in, driving up the cost of housing and health care while slashing American wages and eliminating jobs. They claim that our economy is thriving, yet hundreds of thousands of Americans.
All right. Negative 118.
Lockdowns. Instead, in South Dakota, we hit.
Is this Christy Nome? Didn't she kill that dog?
The gas. We embraced liberty. Conservatives have always talked about. We just did it, and it worked. Our economy took off, and since I've been governor, we broke the national record for the lowest unemployment rate in American history at 1.8%. In South Dakota, everybody works. We paid off state debt.
Says, no, I see everyone.
We fixed
well, welcome,
dams
Penny.
and
Thank you.
bridges. We built roads. We have a fully funded pension plan and a AAA credit rating. We broke records for surpluses, and we balance our budget every single year. And last year in South Dakota, we passed the largest tax cut in South Dakota history. Under my administration, incomes in our state have gone up 36%. Women-owned businesses are thriving. We also have the highest birth rate in the nation. People are having babies because they're happy. And in South Dakota, we love babies. Our mental health challenges have gone down, our suicide rates are declining, and we are the #1 state in the country for a decline in overdoses because people have hope. We're growing so fast that we needed more workers to catch up. So we launched the most successful workforce recruitment campaign in the history of South Dakota. And they have come by the thousands to join us and to live with us. Do you guys remember those ads when I was a really lousy plumber and a really terrible electrician? Do you remember those? Well, since we started those ads, we have seen a 78% increase in licensed plumbers in the state of South Dakota. We've seen a 44% increase in electricians in our state. Now, people aren't moving to South Dakota for our beaches or for our beautiful January weather. They are moving to our state for opportunity and for freedom. And all of this happened because our people were bold. We took action, and I was strong. Now, South Dakota proved that freedom will make America wealthy again.
How about united again?
And with President Trump in the White House, with Senator J.D. Vance by his side, we will prove it across America. Listen, 2 days ago, the whole world changed.
Yes.
Evil displayed itself in the very worst way, through a cowardly act. An innocent American lost his life, and we will continue to lift his family up in our prayers every single day. Prior to this week, we already knew that President Donald Trump was a fighter. He is the toughest man that I have ever met. Nobody has endured more than what he has gone through. They've attacked his reputation, they impeached him, they tried to bankrupt him, and they unjustly prosecuted him. But even in the most perilous moment this week, his instinct was to stand and to fight. Donald J. Trump is our man in the arena. He will never stop fighting for us. He will never stop, and now he is bringing all of us together. Now, I know that many of you are angry, but now is the time to unite. And we have to get to work. We have to win the hearts and minds of every single American. Wake them up with truth and with wisdom.
Right.
We need to listen to them. You can't win people over by arguing with them. Visit with your neighbors, at your job, at your church, at the gas station, or even at the grocery store. Listen, there are moments in our history, often after great hardship and tragedy, when true leaders unite our country. At one time, President Lincoln, he united our country. He delivered my favorite presidential address of all time. In fact, it's the only speech or poem or song that I ever made my kids memorize when they were young, when they were little. It was the Gettysburg Address, and it was delivered during our nation's bloodiest conflict. That speech so inspired people that they continued to fight for years, and they lost loved ones in order to preserve this union we call the United States of America.
She's stepping up.
Now, at that time, President Lincoln encouraged us to take increased devotion, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that a government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from this earth. Like Lincoln, in the midst of our pain and division, Donald Trump is calling us to be touched by the better angels of our nature. As Paul wrote in 2 Timothy, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. We must not be afraid. Even in our darkest days, we have never once given up hope. So don't quit on America. If we lose this country, where else will we go that provides more freedom and opportunity for our kids and our grandkids? And I've got 3 grandkids, and I'm counting on a whole lot more. And yes, democracy can be messy, but there is a great invisible strength to a people's union. We have shown the world that we can endure sacrifice and that we can still unite. We should still aspire to be worthy of this union, America. President Donald J. Trump is the leader we need for such a time as this. So now, I need you to get to work. Get out there, go do it. Don't quit. Keep fighting, keep uniting, keep talking to people, win the hearts and minds, and may God bless you, and may God continue to bless the great United States of America. Thank you.
That one was really good.
Surprise visit to a construction site. Hundreds of cheering union members turned out to meet the former president. It was quite a scene.
These are hardworking New York.
All right, we're gonna pause that real quick. Errol says, yeah, but Lincoln also was there when the country broke in half. Yes, because Abraham Lincoln did the most, let's say, radical thing. Well, probably the second most radical thing in the history of this country. He said, we're going to free the slaves, which caused a civil war. And roughly, on both sides, roughly in the neighborhood of about 500,000 Americans died to fight for or against freeing the slaves. Obviously, the Great Union won. The Union side against the Confederacy, which became the unified forever United States of America. Now, we are, again, the unified United States of America. Doesn't mean that we're perfect. No.
Our business manager of Steam Fitters Local 638.
Who? Sorry, dude. No offense. I don't care. I don't care. Yes, Andy. Congress tore the country apart back then. Both parties were trying to take power for decades, and this is not something that we don't still experience to this day. It is something that that the founding fathers understood. Lincoln also did give more power to the federal government. Yeah, but on not on the scale of the way we do to this day. The reason that Abraham Lincoln, before he was ended, gave more power to the federal government is because he was forcing the unity of this country and trying to force the unity of all men as equal. That didn't fly because, quite frankly, the United States of America, let's just say that we won by the grace of God. Civil War. There were many senators and stuff like that that were still who were meant to actually be pushed aside after the fall. The problem is though is that the actual U.S. government was so fractured. The Confederacy was so fractured that we had to make condolences or stipulations that we did not agree with, which where we got Jim Crow and kind of the KKK. So all right. Hey, wait. I saw you earlier, man. Sorry, dude. Didn't mean to, ignore you. Over 630,000 soldiers died, I think. All right. Well, appreciate the fact check. Andy says, I hope that we have learned lessons. Slavery was 100% wrong. Without question. This is not even a question. So it's like freeing them was going to wreck the South only. Should have worked on strengthening the Southern economy while freeing the slaves. The thing is on this one is again, politics gets in the way. So there are people who are like, this is my right. Because again, slavery was not a right at that time. It was not something that was on the books. It was not in the Bill of Rights. It was not in the Constitution of the United States. It was something that, and again, let's just say the warring tribes in Africa sold the slaves to the majority of the world at said time. So the slavers brought them across the boat around the African Horn, also up India and into. So it wasn't like, they picked like one spot in Africa and they're like going slaves and we sent them to the US. No, it was literally a boat stop along the African coast up into the Middle East as we know it, into the, into India and stuff like that. And then of course, obviously around the southern horn of Africa and the African continent and to the US. Anyway, long story short, slavery is wrong. It took a long time for the world to say, hey man, that sucks. Which is it should have not taken as long, but we're a product of our culture. And I'm gonna say this. Do you see what's part of our culture? This thing that everybody has so far up their ass they can't even see straight. Quite frankly, you could probably put electrodes to it, and I'm not going to go that far. That's a product of our culture. Cell phones, computers in our pocket. The thing, yes, clue. The U.S. was the first country to abolish it. The thing is that cell phones have enslaved, in a certain way, the mind, the body, the soul. It's made Americans fat. It's made us fucking retarded. And quite frankly, it's diminished your soul because we don't get the human interaction that human beings need. A lot of people live through this thing. That is no way to live. That is no way to live. We have created our own form of chains. Now, is it the same? No, it's not. Is it going to actually physically shackle us? No. Does it emotionally shackle us? Yes. Does it emotionally abuse us and whip us? Yes. Because when you say something online that is considered a hot button topic, when you say something that people disagree with over, let's say, the last decade, decade and a half, people physically tongue lash you through typed speech. We have shackled ourselves again. Human understanding, human connection, physical connection, emotional connection, intellectual connection, in-person connection has become a ghost. Now, there are things that this has done incredibly. It has caused people who would never honestly agree to come to terms with each other, and it's also caused people to maybe find strange soulmates in weird places or friends in weird places. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm literally doing a similar thing right now. I'm interacting with literally all of you. You see me. You see me on camera, and I see you in the chat. And we interact emotionally in a sense. We can't touch each other. We can't physically talk, but at the same time, the communication is there, and it makes it something that is somewhat special. The problem is, though, is that we have let somewhat special replace what is truly special. And that's how it, it's one way that we got slavery. It's one way that we got the Holocaust. It's one way that we've gotten where we are today because we have taken something that was meant to be a long distance connection, something that was meant to be in today's world, and it transcends from previously. In today's world, I don't understand you. You may not understand me, but we may meet in the middle and we might find some common ground and maybe come together as people. In the past, we came together as people. Were we afraid of other people? Yes. It's human nature. It's tribalistic nature. The thing is, though, is that we've done it on a global scale to this day through social media, through othering other people, through saying that, quite frankly, that's a black man. I don't know what he's saying. He doesn't look like me. He's not wearing a hat. He's wearing a suit. So therefore, he must be more privileged than me and he must have more money than me. And so for I hate him for that. That's kind of what we've come to. Othering people became less personal over the years. And again, all of you in this chat realize that I don't believe that. That I hate this man, the way he looks. The Nazis did propaganda some of the best ever because they didn't just use propaganda leaflets, like political leaflets that go into your mailbox. And again, yes, that's what you get. When you get a political leaflet in your mailbox, that is propaganda. That is there designed for you to despise the other person because you don't understand them. But what the leaflet is saying is that we agree with you, support this because we're like you and you're like us. That's horseshit. And it sucks. Throw that crap away, burn it as freaking firewood, or wipe your ass with it because political mailers are just propaganda. Secondly, same thing with media. So, television, radio, social media, it's all designed to say, we're like you. And if you agree with us, like going, these people over here don't agree because, quite frankly, they want to take this from you. So, you being this hardworking person who's worked for everything you've ever loved, and these are the values you support, they're going to take from you. So, you support us. That's all it is. It's tribalism. It is classic tribalism. And quite frankly, the Nazis made it the most successful campaign in the history of the world only 80 years ago. Joseph Goebbels. Wow. Oh my God, they're still singing. Stop. All right, guys. I got to take a break. I'm going to let this play, but I have to use the restroom facilities because quite frankly, like, what the freak? Nobody cares. Stop it. It has to be another 30 minutes before Donald Trump gets up. All right, so that being said, I'm literally here to break this down for you. I understand historical fact. Make up your own words for the song. I've never really written a song. I am not a Taylor Swift fan. This is literally a meme from Engage, and it's the longest running meme of my whole entire YouTube career. I'm a weirdly partial to it. I don't like Taylor Swift. I don't hate her. I don't like her. I don't. Some of her country music was pretty good way back when I was still in like my early 20s. But no, Ariel can attest to this. I am not a Swiftie, but the background is. And so that being said, I'll be right back. I gotta hurry. Give me 90 seconds. Oh my God, what in the blue hell are they doing? Please stop. Wade. I'm doing good, man. It's just you send me messages at some of the most inopportune times there, bro. It's nothing personal. It's just like, you know, it's just like I between my day job, um working certain parts of aviation, my previous job, which I am working part-time to help transition because they were very kind to me. And doing YouTube, I have 3 jobs. I have 3 jobs. So, that being said, 3 jobs aside, I hate to do it again because, quite frankly, they're doing whatever the Fraggle Rock they're doing. Please sub to Legion Wire, youtube.com/@ Legion Wire. This is where all of my political content is posted, videos, live streams, and stays live. Everything else is unlisted. Ariel, no, no, no. Why are you transitioning? I'm not transitioning. Not like that. I am 6'4", 260 pounds of literally a biological male. You couldn't fit me into a normal dress and heels if you tried. It's like I'm not transitioning to nothing. Also, at the same time, I like women too much. Who is this for? I feel like this concert is for middle-aged white women on the freaking right. Kind of like middle-aged white women on the left hate Donald Trump. It's like, who's this concert for? All right, we're going back to Marjorie. Oh, are they? Oh no, they're finishing. Who is this guy?
Good evening, America. I'm David. Good evening, America. I'm David Sachs, a legal immigrant who worked hard to achieve the American dream. Now, thank you.
What?
Now I'm concerned those same opportunities won't be there for
So
future
no off the rack for you?
generations.
Got it, Ryan.
As
That's
I
true.
look out at
No
this
off the rack.
convention, I see a party that is strong and unified behind President Donald J. Trump.
You mean the American people who are strong and unified behind Donald J. Trump? Do you see the difference? Stop with the party crap. This is how we got here, fuckers. Whoever you are.
And his pick for vice president, Senator J.D. Vance.
All right, so we're probably going to hear from J.D.
We
Vance.
still don't know which puppet Democrat Party bosses will install as their nominee, but we know what their agenda will be. 4 more years of chaos and failure, both at home and abroad. In my hometown of San Francisco, Democrat rule has turned the streets of our beautiful city into a cesspool of crime, homeless encampments, and open drug use.
These ass burglars on both sides can't get it fucking right. This more us versus them is, what are you doing? Stop it. Kristi Noem got it better than everybody tonight. Ugh, I can't listen to these people, man. They're like going, they're really wrecking everything. It's like, quite frankly, it's like, sorry, Clue. It's just a go-to ass burglar syndrome. I don't care.
On fire.
Do you hear the unenthusiastic people in the crowd? Because they're like I keep hearing the same thing, and it's almost like you're telling me to hate the other people when that's not what the current nominee former president of the United States is pushing. You're pushing it. No, wait, no. I'm not talking about you. We're talking about this freaking guy.
Including a deal to end the war just 2 months after it broke out. Now the war is deep into its 3rd year with no end in sight. Hundreds of thousands of people are dead. Hundreds of billions of our taxpayer dollars have gone up in smoke. President Biden sold us this new forever war by promising it would weaken Russia and strengthen America. Well, how does that look today? Russia's military is bigger than before, while our own stockpile.
No, it's not. Russia's military has lost drastic amounts of people because they're using them as cannon fodder. You're lying. You're lying. Maybe go with the actual former president of the United States' message is that I just want people to stop dying. I want everybody to stop dying. That's all he said to Caitlin Collins on that town hall on CNN. He's like, so do you support Ukraine winning? He's like, no. He's like, what I want is people to stop dying. He's fucking, again, you're pushing the warmonger narrative. You fucking bitch.
Than bolstering confidence in American leadership, as he promised, President Biden has become the symbol of an America in decline. This may be
This is the biggest fail of a Republican National Convention I've ever seen. Kristi Noem did the best on actually trying to push the unity message halfway through her speech to the end. And then you get this dong bag who comes out in his fucking $3,000 suit, and he's like, hey guys,
embarrassing.
I don't care what country he's from either. I don't care what his race is. He's a human, by the way. That's the human race. I don't care what his ethnicity is. He's a dong bag and he sucks.
Because that is the only way to make peace.
It's for you to shut up.
A president who will stand up to the warmongers instead of empowering them. My fellow Americans, we need a leader who commands respect and demands reciprocity from other nations. We need strength and savviness.
Please tell me he's not the one who's introducing Donald Trump.
In the White House Situation Room, even if the crisis hits after Biden's bedtime. We need a president who can be president and lead, not a puppet controlled by his or her staff. We need order in our cities, order at our border, and order restored to a world on fire. My friends, we need President Donald J. Trump back in the White House. Thank you.
For what?
Please
You suck.
welcome women's advocate Vanessa Fora.
Wow, you all look wonderful, beautiful from here. Look at that crowd. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, America. My name is Vanessa Fora. I was born in Peru, and my family migrated legally to the United States when I was 9 years old.
I'm going to go eat a cyanide pill.
Millions of
Not from
legal
her, but the guy
immigrants,
before.
My family didn't begin our pursuits of the American dream by breaking the law. We respected America, and we wanted to earn our citizenship.
I mean, shout out. Nothing wrong with
When
that.
we arrived in the Bronx, We lived on the 6th floor of a graffiti-painted building. Both my parents worked 2 jobs. At 18, I achieved one of my greatest aspirations. I became a United States citizen. I asked my father which party I should join. He said that we're Hispanics, we vote Democrat. But the more I learned, the more I saw that the Democratic Party didn't represent my values. Republicans did.
Okay.
I believe that the most important institution is the family, that the U.S. Constitution is the greatest document in history, and that every human being, born and unborn, is made in the image of God.
All right, you're building. Stick the landing, girlfriend. That's probably her mom, by the way.
Today, I'm proud to be part of an organization that protects the freedoms and opportunities of women across America. I've had the honor of meeting thousands of moms. Since Biden took office, I've heard one message from mothers from all backgrounds. The cost of living is making it harder to meet basic needs. Moms are reaching down the bottom shelf to just save 35 cents. Grandmothers who should be enjoying their golden years are working again to barely make ends meet. Under the Biden-Harris agenda, we're no longer living,
kind of.
We're surviving. It feels more and more like I'm back in Latin America. Under President Trump, Hispanics unemployment reached record lows, and our income reached a record high. To my fellow Hispanic Americans and to all Americans, if you believe in faith, family, freedom, financial stability, join me in voting for Donald Trump this November. Thank you, America.
Also, maybe freedom of speech, justice, and
Ladies
liberty
and
for
gentlemen,
all.
Charlie Kirk.
Okay. Charlie's got to be able to pull this off. Come on, Charlie. Come on, Charlie. You're very well spoken.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Come on, Charlie. Save us, please.
Good evening. I'm Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA and Turning Point Action. Together, the largest conservative grassroots organizations in the country. Thanks to our work, I talk to a lot of young people on campuses, at our events, on my radio show, podcast, and social media. Said differently, I visit college campuses so you don't have to.
Look, a little bit of comedy.
I hear a lot from young people about their hopes, their dreams, and their fears.
Come
You
on,
see,
Charlie.
young people are idealists. They respond to vision. For the past 4 years, they've seen the vision of the Biden-Harris regime. That vision is you'll own nothing and be happy. The Democrats say instead of owning a home, you'll rent a 400 square foot studio apartment. Instead of owning a car, you'll rent a scooter using some app. Their vision is this:
Charlie.
Limit your dreams, give up, aim lower, be content with less. If you're a 20-something in America, life has been really tough. You've watched home prices rise 47% since 2020, 47%. Home ownership is now out of reach unless you make over $106,000 a year. Since I last spoke at the Republican convention 4 years ago, I've become a husband and father. In fact, we have 2 under 2. I think I get extra points for that.
All right, bring it to the hope.
For
Come on, Charlie.
millions of people my age, that is a dream that feels farther away than ever under the Biden-Harris administration. According to current projections, 1/3 of today's young Americans will never get married. The average American is having fewer children than ever before. Why? It's because for far too many, they simply can't afford them. The basic things our parents enjoyed are increasingly out of reach for Gen Z and millennials. You see, the American dream has become a luxury item for the wealthy elite. Happy countries have children. Broken countries have addiction, depression, and suffering. Democrats have given hundreds of billions of dollars to illegals
I agree, Wade.
and foreign nations, while Gen Z has to pinch pennies just so that they can never own a home, never marry, and work until they die, childless. Under Biden, our young people own nothing and they are miserable. Donald Trump refuses to accept this fake, pathetic, mutilated version of the American dream.
I would have led with that
When
60
he was
seconds ago.
president, young people were richer than ever before, and he will do it again. Donald Trump is on a rescue mission to revive your birthright, one your grandparents and those before them gave everything to hand down to you. And listen carefully, everybody. This is why young men are the most conservative that they have been in 50 years.
I would have said patriotic because it conjoins with American.
To all the Gen Zers watching this convention on TikTok right now, I have a message just for you. You don't have to stay poor. You don't have to accept being worse off than your parents. You don't have to feel aimless and unhappy. You don't have to support leaders who lied to you and took advantage of you for your vote. America's future is a series of choices. Our current state of slow motion national decline is a choice. This November, we're going to choose success. We're going to choose to put the future of Americans first. We are going to choose to no longer be spectators this election. We together are going to do the work to save America. We are going to choose to work harder than ever before, to chase ballots, to vote early, to register new voters. And all of us together, working harder than ever, we will fire the Biden-Harris regime and put Donald Trump back in the White House where he belongs. God bless you guys. Thank you so much.
Kristi Noem still had the best speech. What the fuck is going on? All right, Charlie Kirk, stick to going to campuses and clowning on college kids. Look, I like Charlie Kirk, but his inspirational speeches need work. Yeah, so Wade said, okay, lost it. Clue, I got the highest paying job in my life under Trump's first term. Yeah, no, I mean, many people did. Yeah, Bill, but then okay, yeah, no, okay, so Andy says Gen Zs aren't worried about being poor. They're gonna make an OFs like Ryan did. I never made an OF. What the fuck, dude? If I made an OF, like, I'd probably have $23 in my pocket. He says, "Oops, I meant you to you some bitch. I fucking hate you." No clue. I like Charlie Kirk too. I really do. His speech was not. If Charlie Kirk is going to be a future inspirational leader of, I don't want to say the Republican Party because I hate the party thing, of conservatives, his speech, I'm going to give him I'm probably going to give him a 74%. Kristi Noem had the best speech. She had the best speech. because she actually talked about unity. What is up there, Caucasian Sasquatch? He says specimen, of course. The left can't meme or pew pew. That's true. Yeah, this was not a Charlie Kirk level speech. I don't know what this was. I'll say that. I don't know what this was.
And yes, last week I did have the honor of chairing the Republican Platform Committee. We produced a different kind of platform, one that is dedicated to the forgotten men and women of America. People like Brad Bordeaux, a small businessman from White Bluff, Tennessee.
Real quick, because quite frankly, she's prattling on. Clue says, tell Squatch to get over to the correct channel. Squatch, get over to the correct fucking channel. If we're gonna be, if I'm gonna be specimen, you need to get over to Legion Wire right now, and like the, you need to like the stream, subscribe to the channel. Yes, it is a play off the Daily Wire. You better be on this channel, or quite frankly, I will never acknowledge you in the chat again as the specimen. Clue coming in hot with that one. Clue coming in hot. All right, let's listen to.
Biden and Harris outsourced our energy supply, driving electricity prices up over 29%.
Squatch says was already subbed. Ooh, Clue. You might owe an apology. He says, welcome, Caucasian Sasquatch. I have to ask. This is horrendous. Did anybody ask these motherfuckers to compare speeches? What are you doing?
Let me hear you now. You know who will make that happen? Donald Trump. President Trump's tax and regulation. Good evening, and what a great evening it is. I am Marsha Blackburn from the great state of Tennessee. And yes, last week I did have the honor of chairing the Republican Platform Committee. We produced a different kind of platform, one that is dedicated to the forgotten men and women of America. People like Brad Bordeaux, a small businessman from White Bluff, Tennessee. Brad leads Bordeaux Medals by the end of the Obama-Biden administration.
Hey, guess what? There was a guy on Saturday who was at a Trump rally when he was shot at. He shielded his family, and quite frankly, he died. Like, let's maybe, because he was a retired firefighter chief, let's maybe talk about him. Who invites these people? Who writes their speeches? Jesus.
Now, Joe and Kamala, bless their hearts, they couldn't help themselves. They hired 85,000 new IRS agents to harass hardworking Americans.
Or how about this? This last weekend, all Americans suffered and had the realization that that a former president of the United States was shot at. It was an assassination attempt. It wasn't just that. It wasn't just something that had happened 41 years ago, but it was something that has been dividing this country for the last decade. And quite frankly, we don't need to be divided anymore, because this, whether you like Donald Trump or not, whether you have voted for Donald Trump or Joe Biden, Kamala Harris or Barack Obama, it doesn't need to be this way anymore. We as Americans can come together to make this the greatest country in the world, because it is. It is the greatest ideal in the world. We have the greatest Constitution, the greatest Bill of Rights that inspired so many other countries to write their own versions of it, that quite frankly, it borders in the hundreds. Roughly about 163. That was me going off, you know. So thank you to everyone who was here tonight. Thank you to everyone who has voted for Donald Trump in the past. And thank you for everyone who may have disagreed with us, because quite frankly, that's it. As Americans, we do. We disagree, we discuss, we come together, we come apart, but at the same time, we're all Americans, and there is nothing greater than the United States of America, because we are all Americans. I don't understand this bullshit. I can't get behind it. I hate it. I hate them. I hate them all. They'll suck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That are killing jobs and costing you.
Oh yeah, killing jobs, costing jobs. Great, great. More division. Everybody's like, does anybody understand that? Like, literally, if I were to like slice my arm open right here, I would still bleed red. Everybody, I know everybody in the chat, but like, do these fucking assholes on both sides understand? Be like going, oh, I would make a speech on the fucking Senate floor. Be like going, I'm an American. I'm a human being. There's one race, the human race. If I literally sliced my hand open on a nail or a razor blade or something, because or just busting my knuckles turning wrenches on a car, like many people around the world do, I would bleed red. You know why? Because that's what humans have inside of us. Like, I could literally write this stuff in my sleep. It's bad. Well, maybe some of what I write would be maybe not bad, but like mediocre. But it's just these who the fuck? Oh my god! We have been live for 2 hours and 9 minutes and nothing. What's we doing? No, Andy, you can. That's the problem, right here. And I'm not saying that you're perpetuating waiting that. This is the mentality that everybody has. You can absolutely reach across the aisle. You know what it takes is humility, but nobody wants to fucking have humility. If I get something wrong, let's say hypothetically, if I get something wrong against a liberal Democrat, I'm wrong. And they say, "Hey, you're wrong," and they prove it. And I was like, you know the only thing that it takes? My bad, dude. I guess I read something wrong or I was misinformed. I appreciate that. Thanks for not calling me a name. Because quite frankly, things are hostile right now, and it was awesome talking to you. You know, the response you get from the majority of them is like, I appreciate the fact that you were kind. It goes fucking both ways, guys. And I'm not picking on Andy on this one. We have been so defensive lately. We've been so defensive lately. And again, this is not Andy's fault. All you got to do is reach across the aisle when you're wrong. But saying, no, I'm not wrong. Fuck you. You suck. You're fucking wrong. And look, I've fallen down that fucking pit hole. I've fallen down that fucking pit hole. When you're wrong, you fucking man up. You man up and you say, I am wrong. That is the pillar of being a fucking man. When you say you're wrong. It's also the pillar of being a human being. And quite frankly, women can be wrong too. It's a little less obvious because quite frankly, I don't know. I don't probably the majority of you are all married, but women seem to be smarter than men are. Men are more analytical, so we get things. But anyway, long story short, this goes for all people on this fucking planet. When you're wrong, say you're wrong. I'm sorry, man. My bad, dude. I got it wrong. That's it. It's not hard. How hard is that? How hard is it to say, I'm wrong, I'm sorry? And this is not aimed at anybody in the chat. This is aimed at humanity. Start taking accountability for your shit. If it takes you 5 minutes to get there, that's fine. That's fine. You'll be like, oh, I'm not wrong. You're wrong. And then 5-minute silence between you and your partner or you and your friend and stuff like that. And you're like, shit. I was wrong on that one. All you have to do is say, hey, bro, my bad, dude. I was wrong. Or honey, I was wrong. I got a little hot under the collar. My bad, dude. That's not cool. If more Americans, all of us Americans, and I'm saying me included, yes, and this has been the whole entire rhetoric, this whole entire fucking weekend. If more Americans, again, not saying all Americans, if we say, my bad, I was wrong, this world will be 20 times better than we're fucking living in. Fucking remember that too. Because I don't just preach hope, I preach fucking accountability. You are accountable only to yourself. You can tell your wife to fuck off. Do it enough times, she's gonna divorce your ass. Whether or not she's the best thing that's ever happened to you. Because if you don't have the fucking guts, you don't have the fucking stones, the backbone, the fortitude, the integrity to say, I'm wrong. That goes for women too. You're going to die alone and you're going to die a miserable fucking life. So yeah, no, I'm going to blast everybody on this one. That nobody's safe. Nobody in the chat, even though I love you guys for watching. Nobody of my favorite people, nobody on the same on the other side, like nobody is safe. We have come to a point where like going, I'm not wrong, fuck you. No, you're wrong, fuck you. It's like we're like petulant children who are throwing rocks at each other to see who can throw the biggest rock. Like, do you guys want applause? And again, I'm saying this is a country. Do we want applause for the fact that we're trying to beat each other to death with stones? Andy, I would probably handle it just as well as Charlie Kirk. But you're doing what aboutism? You're like going, well, you've watched some Charlie try reaching out to students he talks to. Okay, well, I mean, I could find a campus to go to. I could set up a sign and a tent like he does, or I could just go to a campus. And I know you've already, the fact that, like, easy, dude. I'm not saying that people can't have reasonable discussion. Not when you make comments like this. That's not a reasonable discussion. You're gaslighting me. That's what you're doing. You know, realize that, right? You're gaslighting like an abuser. This is what leftists have been doing to us for like 10 years. You're like, well, you know, you've watched Charlie Kirk. Go try to reach out to those students. Okay. Would you prefer a campus? $7,500, and I'll go to that campus, and trust me, I'll set up a booth, and I'll no, it is whataboutism. Stop backtracking, dude. Stop it right now. You're being the thing that you hate because I challenged you and now you're backtracking. Stop it. Okay, I'm not going to highlight any more of your comments because quite frankly, we're not getting anywhere on this one. I'm going to explain how I would handle it. What I would do if I was Charlie Kirk, say, I think I think there are only two genders. What genders do you think there are? Let's have a discussion. That'd be the sign. Yes, there would be people who would yell at me. No offense, dude, just kind of like how you just yelled at me in the chat. You just yelled at me. You literally put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 comments in the chat of us disagreeing. Do you see how the kids do that? Instead of standing on your pulpit and saying, I'm right. I know I'm right. Say, I think this is this. Why do you think differently? Have them explain. Ask them questions. But Charlie Kirk doesn't do that. I've seen his signs. I've seen the way he handles things. And look, if I lost viewers for this, it's fine. I don't care. Because I'm all for disagreement. I'm not all for people, anybody. I'm all for freedom of speech. I'm all for people having their feelings. And I understand that over the last 10 years, people are feeling angry and divided and basically maybe punched and kicked in the dick. But doing so and doing the opposite to the other people, you're not gaining any ground. You're just making bigger enemies. I've been punched in the face by a friend. I didn't punch him back. You know why? I don't want to lose a friend. I want to find out why he punched me. That's my story. I never said anybody was unsubbing over a disagreement. I never said you were unsubbing. I'm just saying this is a generalization. And it was unfortunately spawned by you and I having a disagreement. Matt says, I think we often only see those Charlie Kirk makes look foolish in his clips. I don't know if he posts the reasonable ones. I've seen some. Penny says, good night, y'all. Good night, Penny. Thank you for being here. Robin Williams Jr.? No, I don't think so. No. And look, you will never, ever, ever, you'll never, ever, ever hear me say that because of a disagreement that I think that somebody needs to kick rocks. They need to go to hell, unsub for my channel, anything like that, or any of my channels. So it's not something like that. Look, Andy and I have had disagreements before, and quite frankly, it's just I'm after what happened this weekend, I'm more in the camp of we need to bridge the gap. There are people who don't agree, and there are many, many, many of them on Twitter who are saying hateful, disgusting things. Example, Destiny, who, quite frankly, he had an open marriage. And quite frankly, if I had an open marriage and I, quote, agreed to that, which I never would, I don't think he necessarily did either. Yeah, I could understand why you have a lot of hate in your heart. So, that being said, God, can we push it forward, please?
Prices keep going up, but my income stays the same. I just keep putting things off, hoping that I'll be able to afford them again someday. It's got me thinking, I've been hoping for better days, but life is happening right now, and we can't waste any more time on the big
Don't
boy
disagree, Matt.
Joe terrible economic policies. We need to bring Donald Trump back right now. We need to know and share the 20 promises that Donald...
Hold up. There it is.
Welcome, Lee Greenwood.
I'll bite this bullet. Hold on. I'll bite this bullet. I'll bite this copyright.
Hello, RNC. Is there any doubt who's going to be the next president of the United States? Prayer works. This nation based on faith. Prayer works. Because he was sure, as Donald Trump turned his head just slightly, that the bullet missed him just enough to save his life to be the next president of the United States. We have believed for so long that God will make some changes in this country. And he's
You didn't miss. I won't call him the king. Sorry. He's the greatest president of my lifetime. Kings are very different, but anyway, I know Clue's joking around, so I can clown on him. This is very much the first time we have seen the right side of his head from the injury. So, No, Andy, you're not wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that I guess maybe we disagreed on the wording, which dude, you and I've been, I've done a lot of streams. You've been around since fucking engage. Like, it's one of those things that nobody's always going to agree. So let's go.
about to make a change in the current administration and send them home. Military, wherever they are in this United States.
All right, just...
Please welcome the next president of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Y'all don't want to see me, so I'm getting small.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again, just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, because the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away.
today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. Sing it! God bless the USA.
Me too, Clue. Me too.
We are here tonight with one purpose, and that is to elect Donald J. Trump as the next president of the United States. He is here tonight to show his courage, his defiance against somebody who tried to kill him. You will not take this man down. He has the courage, the strength, and he will be the next president of the United States. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea. Ladies and gentlemen, the 45th President of the United States and soon to be the 47th President of the United States, please welcome Donald J. Trump. Oh, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Oh, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Mr. President.
His demeanor is different.
Please welcome Mark Laws from Cedar Springs, Michigan.
I'm not saying it's bad.
I'm no politician and I don't want to be, but I do care about the truth.
I want to say this. It's not Caitlyn Jenner. I want to say this.
Because for a long time I believed those lies, so I'm here to set the record straight. The first person I knew who supported Donald Trump was my father. I was shocked. My entire family is racially diverse, and I believed the left-wing propaganda that Donald Trump was a racist. My father said, "No, he's not, Amber. What are you talking about?"
Oh. What's going on?
My research and looked into all things Donald Trump.
That's what I'm going with. So he's very larger than life, right? But he has literally shifted his public appearance over the last 48 hours, 50 some odd hours. He's literally if he sticks this Unite America, he is going to He's gonna do gangbusters.
People have to do their research. I watched all the rallies, and I started meeting so many of you, his red hat wearing supporters.
She has stuff on her forehead.
I realized Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love.
Well, that's true.
And that's when it hit me. These are my people. This is where I belong. So I let go of my fear of judgment, of being misunderstood, of getting attacked by the left, and I put the red hat on too. Thank you.
That's my first one. This is my first
Love you, sis.
MAGA hat.
I never felt more free and more love for my country than I do now. I want to thank
Clue,
my father,
easy.
who's in the audience tonight, for opening my eyes. He served over 20 years in the U.S. military. Thank you for your service, Dad.
Yeah.
Where's he at? I love you, Dad. I love you. I love you so much.
He went to get a
Thank
hot
you.
dog and a beer. He's like, hold up, my daughter.
When I met the president and Melania for the first time, he was kind and generous and funny as hell. Very funny. The First Lady was gracious and smart with a smile that will brighten up any room. If you're watching this tonight, you know our country is in trouble. Just like me. When you go to the store and buy food for your family, you're shocked. When you fill up your gas tank, you're pissed. I know I am.
Got millions of dollars, woman.
And when you turn on the news, you are just exhausted. Inflation
That's
is out
true.
of control. And you know in your heart it was not like this under Donald Trump.
Yeah, Andy, I agree. Calling him a racist was the stupidest thing
My
ever.
message to you tonight comes from a humble place. The left told me to hate Trump, and even worse, to hate the other side, the people who support him. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president.
All right, guys. Yeah, they won Trump.
16 years ago, I left Nicaragua for a better life in a
She left in the. I'm joking. I'm joking.
fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, and I embrace the values of hard work, learning the language, and respecting the laws. It's the American thing to do. In 2022, my 3 boys and I faced a devastating house fire. We lost everything. And starting over in Joe Biden's economy was almost impossible. The Biden economy is driving prices through the roof. Rent, gas, groceries, everything. As a life insurance worker, I see the struggle of people trying to save for their future while barely managing their basic needs. I'm living that same struggle every day. Life is too hard right now. One of my sons works 3 jobs, and the other holds down 2. That makes 6 jobs for 3 people just to survive in Biden's economy. Our open borders are making this problem worse. It's upsetting to see millions of dollars being sent to help immigrants who came here illegally, while hardworking families who did it the right way are left struggling.
Andy, I can only read half of that. Theo Von's dad is from Nicaragua. He says, "Where my Nick?"
The fact
is that illegal
Cars
immigration
at
hurts
yikes.
legal immigrants the most.
Sorry guys, I'm not trying to act tired. I am tired. I've been up
The
since
Biden system is
3:30, so
backwards and broken.
they needed to
It
get
Biden's
Trump
American
on.
opportunities to get ahead are dwindling, and our education system is failing our children. What happened to teaching reading, writing, and math?
It's called diversity, equity, and inclusion. For the
Now, it's like our kids
Nicaraguans.
are getting a degree in pronoun studies.
Ugh.
He, she, they, them. I have expect my son to come home with a diploma in advanced day 10 theory.
All right, that's kind of funny.
Life was completely different under President Trump. We prosper. To my beloved Latino community, it's time to wake up and smell the cafecito. In 2020, I made a
I want to go back, because quite frankly, his face to me, it says he's not down with all of this anymore. His face is different. Yes. Yes, his face is different.
theory. Life was completely different under President Trump. We prosper. To my beloved Latino community, it's time to wake up and smell the cafecito.
That's a face of I'm laughing out of the sake of laughing. That was the face of I don't want to do this anymore. Not that I don't want to fight and be the president of the United States. It's the face of I don't want to do this divisiveness anymore. Excuse me. Sorry. Guys, I'm so tired. His face is different. Trump seems different. Yeah. He doesn't want to do it anymore, guys. I told you his new message is not of pointing out where Biden has failed or where our society has failed. It's that quite frankly, we need to come together as people. And quite frankly, I understand that maybe her struggle is real. I say it's most likely real. Kind of like the Democrats do stuff that are quote real. I don't know. It's a face of I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like this. I want unity. I don't want this divisive crap. And he's done this within an hour. Well, he did this within 30 seconds after what happened. He doesn't want to do this anymore. He doesn't want to fight fellow Americans. He wants to unite America. That's what he said on Truth Social. Unite America. And then all of a sudden, the Biden administration, the media, Sunday morning, they went with the unity thing. They didn't go with the unity thing then until he said this.
Not beholden to anyone or any party. We will create an agenda and work with a bipartisan coalition
ready to accomplish something real for the American worker.
You're not going to do it by screaming at a microphone.
And I don't care about getting criticized. It's an honor to be the first Teamster in our 121-year history to address the Republican National Convention.
Also, at the same time, this is not Trump. The Republican National Convention is not held by Trump. He doesn't organize it. He's basically just the figurehead. And quite frankly, after what happened, he is literally the shining beacon in the light. And this dumbass garbage was pre-planned, and it sucks. Yeah, one nation, indivisible, under God, with liberty and justice for all. Not this crap. Y'all are doing the same thing that the other side did to guess what? Had a weirdo kid climb a fucking building.
Think about this. Think about this. The Teamsters are doing something correct. If the extremes in both parties think I shouldn't be on this stage.
What?
President Trump had the backbone to open the doors to this Republican convention, and that's unprecedented.
Dude, he got shot 48 hours ago. Do you think he gives a shit about opening the Teamsters? And even if he did, do you think that's what he gives a shit about now? No.
No other nominee in the race would have invited the Teamsters into this arena. Can agree whether people like him or they don't like him. In light of what happened to him on Saturday, he has proven to be one tough SOB.
You see that face? That's a face of I do not want to pander to this anymore. He says thank you.
Now, when I won the presidency of the Teamsters in a national election 2.5 years ago, we started reaching across the aisle. In the past, labor.
No, you didn't. Nobody has reached across the aisle. That's my whole point. Nobody has reached across the aisle to go this. Nobody. And we got Saturday. I was live streaming on said channel when the shots rang out, and I went, as an Army veteran, I was like, holy shit, that was gunshots. My face said it all. I knew what it was. Nobody else in the chat knew what it was until like 2 minutes later. I was like, holy shit, did that just happen? I'm assuming if, YouTube let it live, it's still up. Grim says real quick, MOS started out as a 95 Bravo. While I was in, turned into a 31 Bravo. So, you kind of know.
There are some in the party who stand.
Yeah, Clue says I got the whole video on my hard drive. That's true, he does. I have the whole live stream on my Substack and my Facebook, so it's in enough places. Go away.
He has shown He is not willing to accept their pillaging of working people's pocketbooks. I know from a career in negotiating that you get nowhere by slamming your fist on the table. The first step is to listen.
True.
The Teamsters and the GOP may not agree on many issues, but a growing group has shown the courage to sit down and consider points of view that aren't funded by big money think tanks.
All right. You're getting somewhere.
Senators like J.D. Vance, Roger Marshall.
I don't care. Real quick. Matt says the hard left will never reach across the aisle. That's true. That's true. That's like asking, weirdos on the hard right. They're so minuscule though that quite frankly, it's like it's like gnats, battling in the wind. They want to claim power by any means. Never going to happen because normal Americans are just normal Americans. The more sane Democrats have finally begun to see the light in that regard. You mean classical liberals? Classic liberalism gave you, Bill Clinton. Classic, we'll say conservatism gave you Ronald Reagan, stuff like that. Grim says not familiar with any Army codes. 95 Bravo was changed to 31 Bravo when I was in service. U.S. Army Military Police, the 529th Military Police Company, the Honor Guard, no longer located there. All right, so Andy says why Tulsi left the party. That and how Clinton treated her in 2016. Yes, Tulsi may not be VP pick, but I guarantee you, Tulsi will be upon Donald Trump being elected. Will be in the cabinet, and she's a firecracker, dude. She torched the snot out of Kamala Harris. That's all I'm gonna say. Matt says, no, I don't mean classic liberals. I mean the ones like Jimmy Dore and Glenn Greenwald who have those leftist positions, but don't want to imprison people who disagree with them. Okay. Yeah, no, I feel, yeah. So instead of liberals, that would be more leftism. Leftism is a poison. Grim says, I was 1 Charlie 6 X-Ray 1. Thank you for your service, man. Mad respect for you guys downrange. No, mad respect for you, dude. Seriously, like, what are we doing here? Also, at the same time, for all civilians, it's a little weird when you thank us for our service. However, we appreciate that. We want to thank you. And always my response is, it was my pleasure because it fucking was. I did it not just for you and the whole entire country, but I did it for my family, my friends, and the people I love because, quite frankly, it's what my grandfather did. And there are some people who are just built different. That's not a shot at anybody. But speaking of shots, there seems to be a man who never served, but he responded exactly like you would think of a man who has that fucking fortitude.
Of our own country. Working people know our system is broken. The elites are not laboring on behalf of workers. There is a political caste system that prevents citizens from accessing their representatives to hold them accountable. For a moment in time,
Is there a shush button
working
for
people in
him to
America were
stop?
seen as essential. Sadly, it took a global pandemic for political and corporate elites to notice this fact. But ask yourself this question. Since the end of the pandemic, When was the last time you heard major news outlets regularly refer to workers as essential? You haven't. The men and women who provide goods and services, deliver packages, stock grocery shelves, care for patients, pick up your trash, and keep our communities safe are taken for granted. All the while, the stock market booms, housing prices hit record highs, and corporate salaries skyrocket. But the income of everyday Americans are shrinking in the face of inflation. At the gas pumps, at the grocery store, with the electrical bill, and with the car insurance. This has got to change.
All right, guys. I'm gonna have to do it. We have a hard out in 40 minutes, which would be 9:30 p.m. my time. So 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sorry, guys, but they're droning on like it's going out of style. This is horrible.
Now, this will shock you. This will shock you. To paraphrase Senator Mark.
Also, because at the same time, I have to get up at 3:40 a.m. So, and I haven't eaten dinner yet. And it's almost 9 p.m. because these fucking ass burglars won't shut the fuck up. You know who we want to hear? The former president of the United States. Just let him talk. But like going, President Trump will be here at this time. So 5 minutes beforehand and 5 minutes after. That's the whole day one. You literally need these bloviated fucking assholes.
Wayne Mullen. It's time for both sides of companies like Yellow Freight with the intent of driving them into bankruptcy and feasting on their remains. The courts leave workers begging for crumbs as third-tier creditors. Labor law must be reformed. Americans vote for a union but can never get a union contract. Companies fire workers who try to join unions and hide behind toothless laws that are meant to protect working people but are manipulated to benefit.
I'll say this. At least they're, kind of labor laws being brought into this. You, you're gonna get ditch Christy Nome and this guy and then just like went whoop. Trump.
Corporations. Uber, Lyft, and Walmart take zero responsibilities for the workers they employ. These companies offer no real health insurance, no retirement benefits, no paid leave, relying on underfunded public assistance. And who foots the bill? The individual taxpayer. The biggest recipients of welfare in this country are corporations, and this is real corruption. We must put workers first. What could be more important to the security of our nation than a long-term investment in the American worker?
He is. He could have been night fucking 3. This is a week-long fucking thing. They put his dumb ass just on night 1. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Nobody cares, dude. Okay, well, I kind of care. But not on night 1. On night 1, nobody cares. Everybody's thinking about Saturday. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. And that goes for every one of you fucking mouth-gobbling bitches.
The bigger, faster, and strongest nation in the entire world. I love this country. The Teamsters love this country. Our 1.3 million members move America. On the roads.
Congratulations. You're smaller than the veterans and active duty members of the United States. Your Teamsters, the 1.3, are less than the veterans and military members on active duty. Do you want an applause? No, because quite frankly, 22 veterans a day kill themselves. That'd be a shit message. I don't fucking care. Night 2, I might care. I don't care. I work for an aviation company. If it wasn't for me, airplanes would not fly. I'm not standing up there in a fucking that suit looks more expensive than the last dick fucking burglar in a $6,000 suit screaming about going, the Teamsters. Yeah, your union dues go to this motherfucking asshole, the president, fucking wardrobe, and his whole entire salary. And the fact that you pay for his car, his gas, his life insurance, like all that kind of crap. I don't care. Unions are a good thing. The majority of the union is a bad thing because they take dues for dumbass shit like his fucking champagne looking fucking tie. That fucking bitch.
President Donald Trump safe. And if I may, before the benediction, give you this promise. You're going to be so blessed.
Oh, no.
You're going to be tired of being blessed. I guarantee it.
You're going to be so tired.
Believe me. Let us pray. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Almighty God, you have given us this good land as our heritage. Grant that we remember your generosity and constantly do your will. Bless our land with honest industry, truthful education, and an honorable way of life. Save us from violence, discord, and confusion, from pride and arrogance, and from every evil course of action. We give thanks to you for keeping President Trump safe. We pray for the families of those affected by the demonic violence at the rally on Saturday. And we pray you would send your holy angels to guard and keep President Trump from all harm and danger. Grant that we who came from many nations with many different languages may become a united people. Support us in defending our liberties, and give those to whom we have entrusted the authority of government the spirit and wisdom that there may be justice and peace in our land. When times are prosperous, may our hearts be thankful. And in troubled times, do not let our trust in you fail. Through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord look upon you with favor and give you peace.
For a benediction, please welcome from California National Committee woman Harmeet Dillon.
Thank you, everyone. These last 48 hours have been some of the most intense, yet most prayerful of our lives. The heinous attack on President Trump and his supporters made all of us pause and seek answers and comfort. I come from a family of Sikh immigrants. I am honored to share with you, my fellow Republicans and guests tonight, a prayer from my faith tradition practiced by over 25 million worldwide. We recite the Ardas prayer before any new endeavor, giving thanks to God and asking for his protection and help to uphold the values of humility, truth, courage, service, and justice for all. To show respect, we cover our heads when we pray.
Mine's covered. but that's a joke. I understand where she's coming from.
तू ठाकर तुम पे अरदास जियो पिंड सब तेरी रास तुम मात पिता हम बारक तेरे तुमरी कृपा में सुख कनेरे कोई न जाने तुमरा अंत ऊंचे ते ऊंचा भगवंत सगल समगरी तुमरे सूतर धारी तुम ते होए सो आज्ञाकारी तुमरी गत मित तुम ही जानी नानक दास सदा कुर्बानी.
Dear Waheguru, our one true God, we thank you for creating America as a unique haven on this earth where all people are free to worship according to their faith. We seek your blessings and guidance for our beloved country. Please bless our people with wisdom as they vote in the upcoming election, and please bless with humility, honesty, skill, and integrity all those who conduct the election. Finally, we thank you for the Chardi Kala spirit that we have witnessed in President Trump. That is, the tireless and uplifting spirit that is sustained even in the face of violent adversity, like a founding father centuries ago. And we thank you, dear God, for protecting his life. We thank you for his examples of nirbha, fearlessness, and nirvair, the absence of hate when faced with vitriol. These examples of extraordinary calm inspire us. Nanak Naam Chardi Kala Tere Bane Sarbata Pala. May your name forever be exalted, spreading happiness and blessings and good spirit, that everyone may prosper and enjoy the grace of your peace. Thank you.
Senator Vance, congratulations.
All right, we're rounding the corner. Also, for the record, actual Muslim people are extremely peaceful. It's the extremes. It's that are hateful, violent, stuff like that. So, I have met many Muslim people. They're very kind, they're very open, and quite frankly, they have zero hate for the United States, and I have zero hate for them.
The chair declares that the 2024 Republican National Convention stand in recess until tomorrow at 5 p.m.
So we're recessed until tomorrow. No, look, I get that. I get that. Real quick, I wanted to yeah, Clue says Muslims are also patriarchal. Blah, blah. Go to bed. It's gonna be such an early morning. Muslims are also patriarchal, which I love. Clue says, let it play. That's Journey. I know it's Journey. It's my mom's favorite band. What are you talking about, bro?
Smell of wine and cheap
perfume.
For a smile, they can share the night that goes on
and on and on and on. You guys, you're getting my singing. Who did this? Blame him. Who did? Shadows. You're blaming Clue. I'm telling you right now. All right, that's we're gonna be live on night 2. To see Donald Trump there. And again, promoting Legion Wire. Please go subscribe and stuff like that. We're going to be doing this tomorrow again. Because this is very important, but this is something that quite frankly that we celebrate the person that we're here for. Not just the person we're here for, but the person with that face. The person with that face who you can see on his face everything has changed. Everything is different because of what happened. Did we get the greatest unification messages that we wanted tonight? No, we didn't. But I'm going to tell you this right now, that this man, and he had a lot of rough edges. I thought they were funny at the time. After this last weekend, it's not funny anymore because, quite frankly, the mainstream media, which is hijacked by ratings, by hate, by corporations. Many of our politicians on both sides are hijacked by money, by snippets on social media, ratings. They hate him. They hate him. And it wasn't until what happened on Saturday, roughly about 6:07 p.m. my time, I believe, roughly somewhere in there. I can't remember. No, I think it was more like 4:07 because 2 hours behind there. That everything changed. Everything changed. I'm going to say including this man, because his demeanor is more subdued. His demeanor seems to be more appreciative. The fact he's not dead. Braggle Rock. I could have swore that I uploaded the new clip. That being said, guys, I gotta eat some food, go to bed. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are the best. Seriously. We're gonna be doing this again tomorrow. And quite frankly, I want to see more unity from the party that endorses Donald Trump, because he is the head of it. He is the one who literally was that close to having everything go so differently. So that being said, I'm actually not going to play the outro. I'm not gonna play the outro. So I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow night, most likely, somewhere in this time in the same vicinity.